Hello friends, my today topic is common table expression. What is common table expression? First, we will understand theoretically. In MySQL, every statement or query produces a temporary result or relation. A common table expression or CT is used to name those temporary results that exist within the execution scope of the particular statement, such as create, insert, select, update, delete, etc. So we create a table by writing a query, and then we use then the output of that query as a table we use in another one statement. Some of the key points are: it is defined by using with clause. The with clause allows us to specify more than one city in a single query. A city can reference other cities that are part of the same with clause, but those CT should be defined earlier. The execution scope of CT exists within the particular statement, then we are writing it is used. So this is the basic definition of CT. A CTA can also reference itself, and when it does, it becomes a recursive prevalent table expression, like with column list as. So this is a recursive prevalent table expression if this type of expression you are using in your CT. Now we are moving to here. So now you are moving to an important feature of writing SQL queries, which is called common table expression or CTE. Sometimes what happens is the query can get so complicated because I come from the so, some part of info. So I came from the some part of info which is coming from one table and some part of the information coming from another table, and we are using more than one two tables. So there is a whole complicated way of doing such thing. So in new versions of MySQL, the feature of CT have been identified. Earlier it was no, which is nothing but of writing a very lengthy query as part of a single query. Example, if we are writing a subquery, what is subquery first? Suppose if we are writing a subquery, what I can do is I can take these subqueries and give it a name and use it later as if the result of the whole thing is a separate table. Subquery is a small query. Subquery is query within the query. If the result of that subquery is a table, we can use that table later on. This is known as subquery. So I can name that table and I can use later on. Suppose I am having this particular query which is showing me the 5 products which are not making any money. So if I am running this particular query, it's showing me the details of the 5 products for me to use the result C. First, I am going to run. If I am going to run this part of the query like this, I want to write the query where profit is less, and I'm going to write this where least losses. So this is the query. Select product ID, profit, product waste margin from market factful where profit is this and order by and limit file. If I am going to run this one query, see the result. These are the values of the product ID where profit is less than 0, which are least profitable, So in order to do is a new keyword. So we can do what we can do. We can write the query of comma table expression with the use of will. So if you want to give to the end result of this query, see, this is the result of this query. If I am using this query with some another one query where table of this should be used as a result of as a reference there, and we have to get some other thing there, then how to write it down. So this is a table from this one query we are getting. So this is not part of our query, but for information I am telling you. See, what is this? This is the query of today. This is the query. So with we have put the name least losses as this is the query. Then what we want, this is the query. So we have used two tables. So in order to be able to do, there is a new keyword with that we can use. It says that with followed by some name that you want to give to the result of the query, and then as that you are writing the query. So if you can notice, it is exactly the same query. It is exactly the same query you wrote it down before. You put the result. So if you so this is that was the particular outside query. So but this I wrote for, means that one the for demonstration purpose how it is working. So we have seen that results are there. There are five values there which have least benefit. So as a common table expression for all of practical purpose, this will act as a table by putting like this. By putting in the way the previous one query, this will the result of this query will work as a table here. So now you can use the particular name called least losses. So I have used select with least losses as, means output of this will be least losses, and bracket, here is the bracket, and here we will close the bracket. Where all I can use table name, I can use a table in form of close. Select a statement where close. I can use it in group by close. I can use it in the nested query, etc. etc. So I can use common table expression in where close, in form close. I can use in nested queries. I can use a table in form of close. So CT is a nice convenient mechanism that is now available with the newer version of DBMS, wherein you can give a name to entire query. Once again, the point to remember here, very much like the common alias as CTE. We have used common alias like as. So this query begins here and ends here. So within this contain where it is containing order by. So in the next query, if I want to use some other filtering, I can do. So I want to refer this as a least losses. This query is least losses, and I am referring this as a least losses here. So if you start with begin and you write the query, you want to create to refer to the latest. So this is an individual query, and this is an individual query. But this individual query, this one will work as the common table expression for this one. So, but one thing, one important thing, this query with least losses will not work outside of this query. If I am running this particular query outside this query, this particular query outside this, then this there is no least losses. So this is a temporary table. temporary result which we are using here. So I have written some filter condition. So what I am doing, I am referring to the list losses, the CTS, if it's a table, just to show that this table does not exist. See first, then I'm showing to you next one. Execute it. So this is the product which has least benefit, product 11. So if I'm going to select this one query and I'm going to run it separately, then you will see there is no list losses, there is no table. So we can understand that this work for that query only. See, so you will see we have to change some condition here where product base margin. So, so if I'm going to run select a star from least losses, I made a separate query. Then you will see there is no one table there. If you are going to run this, there is no table there. Select a star from least losses. So this least losses will work here only. Will work here only for this one. So this is a temporary result stored here. This is the way this query works. First, I'm creating query called least losses. Then I'm using it in some other query. So as it is as a table, the most important syntactic element here is that there is no semicolon put it here. Here there is no semicolon. So this we have opened here and closed here. Within the bracket we put the value. We put the value of query. So this is like any another table you can use in query. So this is an important example. With some other examples, you should practice the common table expression. This is an important topic for writing query for some complicated out. I personally suggest you to practice and practice more. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thank you so much.